1, 2, talk it off. Now 1, 2, talk it off. Say, hey, hey guys, how you doing? We're gonna get into this right away. 1, 2, talk it off. Hey, hey Facebook, hey YouTube, guys, we got so much to share with you. I'm gonna be jumping right in. Hey, come on out, start inviting your friends in. I'm gonna be doing that really shortly, and we know we do it together. We do it together. You and me. All right, you and me, we do it together. Awesome, good. Let's get started. Inviting people in. 1, 2, talk it up. Say 1, 2, 2, 2. All right, guys. Hey. Okay. Gotta thank Country Daniel for this one. Yeah, man. My brother came through. Hooked the sister up. Okay, guys. So I'm gonna jump right in, but before I start jumping in, let's get kicking. Let's get moving. Let's get popping. Whatever the young people say. I'm still trying to figure out a couple of things. I made some changes. I don't know if it was the smartest move to make the changes that I did, but I definitely know that I see an exclamation mark here. All right, I'm not ready to send feedback. Right. So I want to encourage you all to share this video for me. Share it with your friends. Share it with everybody. Let them know. 1 to talk it on. It off is on right now every Monday. Yeah, still trying to figure out my timing, but it's supposed to be at 7 o'clock. And if you don't see me at 7 o'clock, just send me a message or something. What's going on? Had a bit going on today. So I want to start off by sharing with you all the crazy things that I've been seeing. And we try our best, our hardest to put a positive spin on things. And one of the things I definitely want to do to put a positive spin on is all the things that are going on right now in this world that we live in today. And I know that a lot of people are saying, well, we're seeing the exact same things that you're seeing, but I want you guys to help me put that positive spin on everything that's going on. All right. Now, one thing I wanted to highlight was I saw, what's her name? The Speaker of the House, Nancy Pelosi. And there was something she said even before I read any of it. There was something, the headline said, we saw a murder on TV, and it wasn't self-defense. And it's that alone. I didn't need to read anything else. I didn't need to say anything else, but just what she said, that line for me. All right, she said this on the 28th, so because we know George was murdered, and the thing that most people don't want to admit is, oh, by the way, the accused murderer has been granted $1.2 million in bail. So it's just a matter of seeing if he's able to, meet his bail bond. I didn't see anything further, but yeah. So, so she was talking just on the 28th at the Congressional Black Caucus and House Judiciary Committee. They're actually planning to take action, and let me just read for you a little bit of it here. Hang on 1 second. Let me not read it. Let me let you hear what she said.
From them on these particular issues, and the Judiciary Committee has that commission as one option, but it's only one option. Right now, that people just want to get the facts in both of the cases. They want to see federal investigation and action. We saw a murder take place before our very eyes.
Everybody.
And so the fact that the police officers were fired, that's one thing.
One action.
But there has to be some justice in all of this. So again, you heard Mr. Clyburn, if you were here, you weren't here yesterday, but Mr. Clyburn spoke about this yesterday about justice. So it's a larger issue, but it's not anything new. And it's been happening for a while. And
for centuries.
Sadly, at the same time,
Not a
so
while, for
many other
centuries.
deaths. This is so unnecessary. I don't know if you saw his brother and his sister Bridget, on TV talking about him in such a beautiful way, and how sad it was and how unbelievable it was to them that their brother had suffered that fate. It just so counter to who he was and how much they miss him and how much they love him.
Yeah, Nancy Pelosi, she said it. We saw a murder take place. And what she was talking about, just in case you missed what I said in the very beginning, what she's talking about is the Congressional Black Caucus and House Judiciary Committee. They are actually planning to take action. And when I find out what that action is, I will share it with you. Positive spin on all of this. Everybody is realizing and taking it for what it is. It is not, it's not so that people are saying, well, some people are saying, well, he was a hoodlum, he was a thug, he was breaking the law, and I mean, I've posted some videos of two, one where he was specifically saying, he's Floyd is turning his life around, and and he was trying to encourage others. I mean, everybody tries to encourage everybody on social media. I'm trying to do my part, because sometimes this life can be just really crazy chaotic and you really just want to throw life out through the window, but you can't do that because you might end up going through the window with it. And some people might want to do that, but please don't, because you know what? Things are going to change. Change is coming. I'm telling you, I'm serious. And here's the thing. A lot of us, I'm not protesting. Sorry, I'm not protesting by walking in the streets. Let me say that. So a lot of us are feeling this, and all of this that is going on. People realize that this is bringing so many of us together. People of all shades are being arrested for this cause, and obviously the positive arrests. I'm not talking about the people who are instigating and are caught. I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about the people that are actually being peaceful, but obviously the law may say they crossed the line. I don't know the law. I don't know what they did, but there's some people that are being arrested. Now, there's another thing I want to move really, really quickly into this. Let me jump from Nancy Pelosi, Speaker of the House and Democrat, and really definitely want to make some moves. I want to hear Renelda. How are you? I want to share with you, a friend of mine sent me this video and I was quite intrigued with it. I shared it immediately. And the hashtag on the video is how we fight. Hashtag how we fight. And it's from a gentleman, Brian Wilson. And I'm going to play a little bit of what he is saying for you. He's basically recognizing that young people are fighting, the younger people are coming forward and, hey, listen, we're ready to do this. And everybody is on board with this. But he's also saying, hey, so we're protesting, and we're protesting in different ways. And I am in agreement, because I've suggested this to you guys before. We are speaking of our anger. We are speaking of our pain and our struggle and our bruises and and all that sort of stuff. But what are we doing about it? Walking and protesting, and we're still going back to their establishments, and we're still putting our money in their pockets. You get me? I'm not just talking about the system. I'm just talking about everyday things. And I want you to take a listen to, and by the way, just so everybody knows, the piece that I played was from the Washington Post with Nancy Pelosi. And this one is from Brian Wilson. He is on Facebook as well. I would love an opportunity to be able to, and that's coming really soon, where I can show those videos side by side. And if any of you can figure out how to help me do that, that would be greatly appreciated. But so Brian Wilson, not Floyd, but obviously it's connected to George Floyd's death. And he's talking about, hey, listen, we're talking about this. We're protesting. We're walking the streets. We're angry. The same thing I'm saying. And he's saying the exact same thing I'm saying. Before I go, Yeah, before I go to, let me go to him. Brian Wilson, this is what he had to say. And remember this hashtag how we fight. So if you get your hands on the video, I will post a link in it after the show so that you can actually share the video as well. I think it's a really great video. Here you go.
Ultimately, there are no convictions for the criminals. There's something that we miss about how the civil rights movement was effective.
Listen.
Protesting was just the beginning. It was to unify the people and bring attention to the issue. But the next step was always economic action, boycotting, investing in our communities. Then that economic action is what forced legislation. The reason our efforts continue to fail is because we first of all keep asking for change instead of forcing it. But secondly, because we keep skipping a critical step in the process. So what do we want? Well, in the short term, we demand justice. In the long term, we demand reform. But we must be specific if we are to hold our nation accountable. So we demand three things. One, we demand convictions and equitable and appropriate prison time for all officers involved in the murders of Breonna Taylor and George Floyd and all parties involved in the lynching of Ahmaud Arbery. Two,
because they're recent.
We demand legislation that ensures independent review of public safety officers. And three, we demand a modification to the standards by which officers can be prosecuted. I'm sure you've heard people say, if you want change, get to the polls. Now, I'm not suggesting voting is useless, but the reality is voting will not solve our problems. In fact, we cannot allow ourselves to become distracted by political affiliations. The only way to get the change we seek is to show strength both economically and physically.
Okay, so you heard that. And the reason why I wanted to play that is you will listen to, he will say some things which I disagree with there, but the core message of it is, it's like we're banging our heads against this thing. And I'm not talking about supermarkets. And he also said that, right? I'm not talking about going to the supermarket, grocery stores and that sort of stuff. I know pharmacists that can do their thing. Okay. And they can do it really, really well. We just need to figure out how. And so another example was I saw Martin Luther King III. He said, boycott the NFL. Brother, how? Don't watch a game? Tell the brothers don't go play? All right, so you're basically telling people to quit or strike. All right, cool. Understandable. People have been doing that for a while, and then, they get a few of their demands met, and, they basically hold their labor hostage kind of thing. And we got a couple of things, so let's use a little bit more of the wisdom that God has imparted unto us, because he gave it to us. It's just a matter of, I tell you, always access what God has given to you. So I had to reply and say, why? He wants Kaepernick to be signed to the NFL. Why? Does Kaepernick want to be signed? Did he come out and say, people of the world, I want you to help me to be signed to the NFL? Because here's the other thing. Fine. Let things go as they're going and work towards the process of owning the NFL. Don't misunderstand what I'm saying to you here. I'm not saying, I got to interject here. Please share the video. I would really appreciate you sharing the video and liking it. And if you've got any comments, if you want to come on live and share with me as well, please let me know. If I'm missing it, I'm sharing the video, and I guess I'll see so that I can actually do it as well. Let me see if I can do this here really quickly. Right. So I know that it will obviously come over a period of time where we are. It's not like people are going to just be able to come together and say, so, hey, listen, though, we are thinking of owning the NFL. That ain't going to allow you to do that. You don't know this. Come on now. So I'm actually trying to see if I can share the video live. Let me see if I can. If this little button below here is telling me that I can share the video, That little button right there, just to make it share the video. Uh, so yeah, so I'm just sharing my YouTube now. Hang on. Let me see if I can do both. Yes, and I can post. So I am not expecting that this is going to occur first off. I don't expect that to happen. I don't expect that people are just gonna get it one morning and say, yeah, so listen, we want to give you guys partnership in the NFL, and this is how we want to do it. We want to give you guys 60%. That's not gonna happen. I don't know how it's gonna happen. I'm just saying, let's just work towards it. Because if we're able to work towards it, then we know that after a while that this is exactly what will be able to take place, because it's something that we've been working towards. People have been paying attention to it and lining up they're putting all their ducks in a row and everything and lining everything up so that everything would work out the way that we want it to work out. It's not going to come easy. Obviously, it's going to take a long, long, long time. I really don't think it's going to happen tomorrow. It's not going to happen next year. Maybe not even happen in 5 years or even 10 years. But I promise that it is a possibility. And a possibility can only come to fruition when you work towards it. I don't have the means or the house to own the NFL, but let's think about it. All right, let's just work towards it as opposed to boycotting. You know, when you boycott, it's like, so what else? What else is going to happen now that we are boycotting? You know, what else is what's going to be the good of all of this? So anyhow, so that's my little piece on all of this, and I really think that we needed to pay attention to it as well. All right. Let me see here if I can. I gotta edit this too. All right. Sorry, guys. Okay. Here we go. Right, and yes, I want you guys to share this with your friends and family and everybody else who's on social media, so that we can encourage me, please, by sharing the video, and also going to my website. I'm updating that as well, CareenCarlton.com. Then we'll eventually be able to have our mailing list and send stuff out to you and give you guys some jewelry boxes and all the other things, and some different things that will be useful, some gift cards, and not to go shop in a specific place, but gift cards. You can actually take a card and go and buy what you want to buy, that sort of thing. Practical like that. So right, so those are some of the things that been paying attention to, and honestly, I really kind of like the Nancy Pelosi one, because, you know, we saw a murder take place. Everybody saw a murder take place, and that was like, yeah, you know, people was like, oh, he's a murderer, but she's letting the world know that these guys were filmed conducting a murder. It's now a matter of waiting. It's really just a waiting to see game. And I know quite a few people are still going to be out there protesting and taking part in a number of things. Now, what I learned last week, just about a week now, obviously I learned it after my show from last time. But I learned that Lafayette Square in DC, I didn't know this. All right. Forgive my ignorance. But I found out that Lafayette Square, which is directly opposite the White House, is federal turf. And if you are protesting and you're arrested there, it's a federal crime. And I'm saying, do all the protesters know this? And I'm sure they do. I am pretty sure that they do. Now, you're willing to have that stamp on your record to prove a point. And obviously, they're arresting thousands of people. Some people are losing their lives, you know. They're arresting thousands of people. And they're not going to hold him very long. I saw where, what's his name? Kaepernick himself, he said, listen, I'm going to pay your legal fees. I'm just typing again. And I'm thinking, that's awesome that he would do that. But would he be allowed to? That's the other thing. How is it going to work? We know Jay-Z has done it. We know that Kanye West has done it. We know a number of people have done it. So it'll be a great gesture, but we really have to see if it's going to work. We know a lot of people, and people are now by the understanding he is really being highlighted in this entire period, this entire episode, because people who were, the NFL has apologized, no, we didn't get it then, we get it now. We're still waiting for some other people who actually are running the country to understand it and get it. They don't seem to be getting it, but people are getting why he took that knee, and the soldier who he spoke with about sharing the action of doing the knee. They're communicating, and everybody is getting it. But now we need to see what else we can do. What is the strategy? I don't have a strategy. This is completely new stuff. I'll be honest with you. To me, I've had experiences with racism, both here and in the Caribbean, and the extent that it has gotten to, I never in my lifetime thought that people would still not get it. So I'm Christian, and I go, well, why don't people get Christianity? What don't you understand? It is so simple and so straightforward. God is God. It's like me. I was like, what? Are you dumb? God is God. He is who he is, and people want all these great explanations. And well, he created the earth. What can't you understand? Well, he was in the beginning. What don't you understand? I can go on and go on and go on and he did not just pop out of anywhere. He is. He has always been, and he does not need an explanation. I'm not going to stand here and argue with you about it. I don't do that. But and I can't fathom why people can't understand faith-based life. And I struggle with understanding, why don't you see in your life the unexplainable things are easily explained through God, through Jesus Christ, through his instructions, through the Holy Spirit. When you cannot figure things out, a dream does not just come out of thin air. If you think it's a psychic who did it, ask the psychic where it came from. The psychic is going to tell you it came from one place, but it came from another place. So anyhow, so it's just me trying to figure out, what don't you understand? And then after a while, you talk to people, and it doesn't matter their color, it doesn't matter who, or it doesn't matter their upbringing. After, it may take a couple of years, it may take some experiences, some circumstances, some situations. It may take so many different things. In their own experience. And wait, I was tweeting. Put my glasses on, cricket. But in their own experience, they themselves, I'm sharing it on Twitter as well. So if you guys want to do that, that would be great, to share the video wherever you can, as often as you can, as much as you can, with everybody that you can. And so with their own experiences and their own situations and everything, and they read their Bible and so on, and they understand where you're coming from. And you don't have to always be in their face, preaching and teaching and pushing and nailing and drilling. You don't always have to be there, right? And they get it. Now, they're not going to live the exact same way that you're living, but they get it. People come up with the thought, the thing. When the Bible is written by man, okay? Where did they get this idea to write the Bible from? Every single word is in it. Well, yeah, God inspired it, but after a while, people keep changing it. And I'm sure when you read the Bible, this is what the Holy Spirit does. You are able to extrapolate what is not written by God. I'm sure you can. Check it for yourself. You can see the differences. You can see where insertions are or adjustments have been made. And I mean, there's so many different versions that people have. But digressing slightly. And the reason why I'm saying all of this, I cannot understand. I don't get it. I can't wrap my little brain around, why do you think that you're superior? Or why do you think you are of lesser quality? Why do you think you're inferior? We're different, but nobody is superhuman or subhuman. It's not race. It's not the color. It's the human race. And I remember seeing, which I want to take part in. I remember seeing, Tommy, comedian. He did a little thing about, about loving mankind, because, the word says mankind. And I'm going to stick to human race, because, man, kind, covering all humans and being kind. And that's one way of looking at it. Why are we not getting it? I am not going to try to persuade. Like I said, I remember, I'll tell you an experience. 2, 1, whatever. You see where you got to share this video? Listen, share this video and tell me, she's serious? She will do. Anyhow, so I remember going to a trade show for one of the companies that I work for. And I was there with our VP. So we've been there, but I can run through the hustle. I can, run around it. Wait, let me bring this back here, make sure that okay, I'm still there. Yes. All right. So can you go away? All right, good. So I was at the trade show, and like I said, I'm telling you guys, if you put me on a trade show floor, I will walk that floor. Well, not anymore. I'm aged. But I would walk the floor. I was walking around with all our paraphernalia and passing it on to everybody, and then I would come right back. And after a while, these same people I would see passing, because you see, trade shows. If you sit there, you just go, "Hi, how are you? Okay, the bag." I can't deal with that. Hey, I'm coming to you. And so I walk around, I do that. So I had fun. So I had seen a couple of guys before and gave them the bags. So one of them, he didn't take the bag. I didn't think anything of it. So as they're coming down our aisle, I see the same. There were 3 of them. One disappeared, and then there were 2. Sounds like a nursery rhyme. 4 little speckled frogs sitting on a banana, eating the most delicious bugs. Yum, yum. And so then there were 2 speckled frogs. So as they're coming to the table, initially we made eye contact, because I'm like, you see someone that you recognize, you go like, "Are you ready?" Well, only one guy did that. The other guy just made a beeline. The aisle is like, yeah, big. So he literally crosses the aisle. I was like, okay. I didn't think anything of it. But my boss enlightened me as to why. And I said, okay, silly fella. I made sure we met again. Life is too important. People say short. No, life is not short. I don't know where you guys come up with this thing. Have you ever been around for a year? No, life is not short. So we hit again, and we had a conversation, and you can see that he was a little tight, and everything, but that's okay. That was all right. That was fine with me. And just a casual, hi, how are you? You know, thanks for passing by our booth and so on and so forth. And I gave him a free gift card. He said thank you and moved on. Yeah, I just cut that story short. Now that's just that was within the first year of coming to this country that I had experienced this. I'm saying to myself, well, how dumb can you be? And I've had a couple more. I used to work. I did. If any old JCPenney girls out there, salon. I used to work the front desk. I ran that salon, that front desk a beast. So I've had some experiences with some interesting ladies with some gray hair and other things. I never let it bother me because after that experience, I was like, oh well, so you do exist. So right. So now that was here. Now I've experienced it back home and as an adult. I've experienced it as a child, but I did not know this. I was a child. I did not know this. So you've experienced it. I mean, I've experienced it with the bank when I first wanted to open my business and I qualified for this and I didn't get it. But then a new business with a youngster that was just out of school, but his dad was white and a millionaire, this and da-da-da-da-da, and he got way more. He got exactly what I wanted. And he wasn't qualified. I used to run a spa, and many of these people would come. And obviously, because it's you, I've handled, you know, tourists and we experience it, but you know, dust yourself off and try again. Prodigal son said that. All right. So you know, you don't let the chip stay on your shoulder too long. And you experience it, and I have never ever been able to allow people to make me feel inferior. That is such a level of impossibility that I can't even fathom, because I don't know if they know who I am. You don't know who I am. First of all, you see this, step back. All right. I don't mean to sound arrogant to you guys, but you see this? This is not just fineness, this is finesse. I think greatly of myself. There's a difference in arrogance, because then now if I go like, it's a big difference. But I understand what I look like. No, I'm not demeaning myself when I say I don't think I'm drop dead gorgeous, but I do know that I'm attractive. I know that I can present well. So regardless of my shade, why should that be a bother to you to reduce what I am? I know a lot of people about Black Power kind of thing is like they reject the white man's religion. I love God. If the white man created God, and it doesn't matter to me if God is white, black, pink, yellow, orange, male, female. God is genderless and colorless as far as I'm concerned. You get me? So reject the white man God and believe in what? Oh, well, you know, well, they say voodoo is bad and they're thinking that Africans come from voodoo and all that sort of stuff. I don't believe in voodoo. I will not believe in voodoo. The African religion is not voodoo. The African religion is... I never said that it was. But a lot of people say that it is. And I don't agree with it. You get where I'm coming from. Let us, instead of worrying about the shades, because you know I got three primary colors, right? And all of those three primary colors, when you mix them with anything at all, they disappear. Even black. So I don't care how strong a black person you are, even when you mix black with a primary color, it changes. It doesn't matter. Three primary colors. And when you mix it with any of those colors, of the other colors, they change. It doesn't matter. There is no pure race on this earth. The only pure race is the human race, Breds. The only sincere and pure race is the human race, sis. So come on. What's your game? What are you upset about? That I'm here with you? Okay, we'll go rest and come back tomorrow. Let's do this again because you clearly don't understand what's going on here. We're on this planet together. We're going to stay on this planet together. All right. I probably digress from all that I was talking about, but it's really just, I mean, everything that's going on. Everything. I actually wanted to share with you guys real quick. Let me see if I can find it here. Ooh, did I lock myself out? Okay, so here we go. So my throat is going dry. Oh, I posted on my Facebook page, page. Why is the color for your skin necessary on forms? And that's a good place to start, by the way. If you guys want to boycott stuff, one of the good places to really boycott, when they ask you your race, ethnicity, and so on a form, either cross it out, hit X or something, or hit other. Hit other. Just, it's not necessary on forms to know what color your skin is or where you come from. If you are going into a workplace and it's important for them to know your ethnicity, you get there, tell them. If it is so important for them to know who you are as your ethnicity, when you get on the job, say, hi, good morning, everybody. I am from, I don't know, give me a planet, a place, I don't know, without offending anybody. Okay, so yeah, I'm from Barbados. It's not ethnicity, but I just pulled something out. So yeah, let me just pop here really quickly. It's really not important if we're thinking about boycotting. So I just had to say that, while we were busy, we can't forget COVID-19. We can't. I've got my views on that as well. About politics and Black Lives Matter, all the other stuff that's been going on. So race and ethnicity data to be required with coronavirus tests in the US. And let me read it for you really quickly. I'll tell you where I found it, the NPR.org on their website. They do give some corona. If you go to the sections and you go to coronavirus live update. Let me see here if I can get to it really quickly, the meat of it. Because it's a little long-winded, but so all laboratories will now be required to include detailed demographic data when they report the results of a coronavirus test to the federal government, including the age, sex, race, and ethnicity of the persons tested. The Trump administration announced this last week, Thursday. The new requirement, which will go into effect August 1st, is designed to help provide, this is the reasoning, long sought crucial information needed to monitor and fight the pandemic nationally. The requirement to include demographic data like race, ethnicity, age, and sex will enable us to ensure that all groups have equitable access to testing and allow us to accurately determine the burden of infection on vulnerable groups. Really? That was Administrator Brett Guerrero, Assistant Secretary for the Health Department of Health and Human Services. So the U.S. government has faced intense criticism for failing. You hear this? They are experiencing intense criticism for failing to gather such data on a timely basis. Many public health experts consider this information necessary to blunt the impact of the virus. This is a typo, grammatical error, which has claimed the lives of more than 107,000 Americans. During the congressional hearing Thursday, Robert Redfield, director of the Centers for Disease Control and Prevention, apologized for the agency's slowness in gathering better data. Help me understand this. You see, I was trying to, there's a bit more to it. But you can go to npr.org and get it. I'll post that link. So help me understand this. All right. That the color of my skin and my ethnicity is important in testing for COVID-19. I know a little bit about science. This is important because you need to know how it works in Blacks versus American Indians versus Asians versus Middle Eastern versus European or Caucasian. Middle Eastern is Asian, Arabian, versus what are the other groups that are out there? All the other groups. It makes a difference. Instead of understanding how it works on blood, you want to understand better how it works in people of different skin color, or how it affects females versus males. You more want to understand how it works in people, same blood, of different skin color. Because I'm sure that if I was dying and somebody who was of a lighter shade came and they gave me blood, and that is what I needed, and they matched, I guarantee you I'd live. I don't get it. I don't know why it is important. And I remember when I first opened, not first opened, but when I moved to a new location with my spa, I was hiring. And one young lady, she when she called, she came and she was taken aback because she said, "Well, I thought you were a white Bajan." Okay, so you see, you can't tell. So if I was a white Bajan, she would not have taken the job. No, she was just trying to be funny. But it's just all those different little things that if everybody, not just Blacks, not just whites, not just American Indians, not just Asians, everybody, no, slightly mix, whole mix, a lot of mix, itsy bitsy mix, halfway a mix. If everybody decided that when they were filling out forms, it doesn't matter what the form is, at the bank to get a new credit card, to going to school, I have been doing it probably like half my life, not all my life, half my life. Awareness came, so I started doing it. Just don't answer that question. And if they insist that you must answer that question, they give you all the options, choose other. And they ask you, what is other? Now, let me take me, for example. I'm dark, but from what I understand, there's English, there's Kenyan, there's Guatemalan, and then there's the European, then there's the Carib. I've got a bit of much in me. So then what am I? I'm other. What is my culturing? Lived in 1, 2, 3 different countries. It's other. You want to know my gender? I'm female. What's my race? Human. What's your ethnicity? Other. Come on. Let's work together. If you don't want to take my advice, let's just ignore the color of the skin. If everybody does it, it's going to be amazing. The lines are going to be so blurred. And the people who are seeing the color of the skin are going to be in the minority. They're right now not in the minority. And even if they are in the minority, their voices are so big and so loud that everybody hears them. They have the clout that the mass voice does not. So let's do something about it. Let's remove the color. Start small, like really small. Just when they ask you, what's your ethnicity, what's your race, other. Let's start there. Let's mess up the census. What's your ethnicity? Other. When they come into the neighborhood, they knock on your house. Hi, good morning. I'm looking for Careen Carlton. Oh, hello, Miss Carlton. They were expecting somebody mixed, right? All right, just being really silly. But yeah, so all of that. I really think that we just need to start really small with these things and move forward with doing positive things, doing really positive things. We know that we may not have that that special Superman power, that we can fly through the Cape and save everybody, but we can make an impact one by one. Evangelism at church, each one reach one. That was our evangelism statement. And then when I got older and stuff, I was like, wait, hold on, everybody's stealing our stuff. Everybody's evangelizing, and they're not telling you about Christ. Each one reach one. Y'all didn't come up with that. Okay. So each one reach one in so many areas of our lives. You want to get a message out there? Listen, touch somebody. Help me get my message out there. If you can share this video, I would really appreciate it. And encourage somebody. Tell them, hey, listen, stand for who you are, what you want, what you believe in, because it is so, so, so important that you do. Don't shift. Make sure that it's a positive stance. And if you're kind of wavering on if it is, talk to a couple of people. Don't mind if their minds aren't open. Talk to a couple of people. All right? So before I go, I want to share with you my book, My Heart, The Story of Broken and Healed. It's a book of poetry. If you want to purchase it, let me know. My Heart, The Story of Broken and Healed. It's available on Amazon. I'll send it to you for free. I'm just kidding. No, seriously. I'll send it to you. You pay shipping and handling. I'll send it to you. On Amazon, I don't remember what the price is on Amazon. I think it's around $7 or $8 on Amazon. Shipping and handling around the US is probably like $3 or something. So let me know if you're interested in getting the book. All right. And yeah, we work from there. And thank you guys for joining me on One to Talk It Off. I appreciated you coming on. Tonight was awesome. I really liked it. And guys, remember, please share the video. 1, 2, talk it up. Say 1, 2, talk it up. Say it with me. Say it with me. Come on. 1, 2, talk it up. 1, 2, talk it up now. I'll see you guys next week, Monday at 7 o'clock Eastern Standard Time. I'm Careen Carlton. Thank you for staying. Thank you for joining me. Bye, guys.